In previous videos, we talked about linear arrays and all the things regarding arrays, and it's time to move forward and learn about 2D arrays. What are these and how can we play with this type of arrays? Disclaimer: 2D arrays is not asked frequently in the interviews, so just keep knowledge in your toolbox. It is not have high percentage regarding interviews, but linear arrays has the highest percentage. A 2D array is a nested data structure, meaning it is a set of arrays inside another array. The 2D array is mostly used to represent data in a tabular or two-dimensional format. This is 2D array and it is similar to a matrix in mathematics. It means that it has two dimensions, the rows and the columns. We visualize a 2D array in a tabular format, but actually elements are stored linearly in memory. Elements of a 2D array are contiguously placed in the memory. If one element is present at the current memory address, the next element will be placed at the next memory address. This type of storage makes arrays randomly accessible. It means that we can access any element of the array independently. This is the representation of 2D array in the memory. Each element in a 2D array is represented by two indices, the row and the column. 2D arrays are also zero indexed instead of first index. 2D arrays are used wherever a matrix needs to be represented. This is the syntax of 2D arrays. First, we have a name of 2D array, then number of rows, and then number of columns. Or we can represent something like this. In this, R1 C1 means that it is the element of first column of first row. This syntax only creates the array, which means that memory space is reserved for this array, but we will add the values later. Accessing values. We can directly access values or elements of a 2D array. Just write the row and the column indices of the element to be accessed. This is the syntax of accessing element. Remember, if we write only one index, this index is treated as the row index and it returns the whole row of the 2D array. If index exceeds the size, it returns the out of bounds error. Let's see an example. This is the code of initializing 2D array, and if we want to access this 4, how can we write this in code? We can simply give the indices. This row is present in first row according to 0 based indexing and column index is 0. So write name of array 1 and 0 and it gives us 4, which is the desired value. And if you want to access internal array, simply write the index of the internal array. For example, this is the array. We want to access this internal array and its index is 2. So simply write array and 2 and that's it. Traversing 2D array. How to traverse 2D array? Always remember, traversing 2D array uses two loops. One loop is for outer array and second loop is for inner array. For example, we have this array and we want to print this. Write 4 dash in array and inside this write another loop for I in dash and inside this array write print I and write another print statement to print the 2D array. For inserting, updating and deleting a value from 2D array require external library to use array functions like insert and delete, and the external library is not needed in the interviews. And that is for this video. Stay curious, keep learning, and may your code be bug free.